In this video, I'm going to walk you step by step with how to cook quinoa, one of the easiest and healthiest grains that you can cook for your Mediterranean diet eating. Make sure to stay tuned till the end where we're going to throw our quinoa into a very easy, healthy, and versatile quinoa Mediterranean bowl. Hey there, I'm Dr. Anna. I'm a medical doctor. I was trained in Italy, and on this channel, you're gonna learn how to master your health with the Mediterranean diet. Okay, so first, let's go through what equipment we need in order to do this. Now, cooking quinoa is pretty easy. We're only going to need a pot with a lid. It can be small or large, depending on how much you're going to make. We need a colander or a fine mesh strainer. We're going to need a fork. You'll need a liquid measuring cup. Or if you prefer, you can measure your quinoa and your water by weight, which is the way a lot of countries in Europe do it. So you can use a scale. And then finally, we're going to need a cutting board with a knife, and ideally 2 types of knives, a chopping knife and a serrated knife, and that'll be a little bit for later when we throw the quinoa into that Mediterranean diet bowl. So we can set the knife and the cutting board to the side for now. And by the way, if you need to get any of this equipment, or if you're looking to boost up the equipment you have in your kitchen for easier cooking, especially healthy cooking, I have a bunch of links in the description below to my favorite cooking tools that I use all the time. So you can check that out if you're interested. All right, then how about the ingredients we need to cook quinoa? Well, like I said before, quinoa is one of the easiest grains to cook. And all we need is the quinoa and water. That's it. So unlike rice, where some people add flavorings and oil into it while it's cooking, I always think it's better to just keep the quinoa plain and you can flavor it later. So the kind of quinoa I'm going to be using today is this tricolor quinoa. You can see it has sort of light color and dark color mixed together. And that's just for a little bit of variety, but you could buy just the blonde color, just the red quinoa, or just the dark quinoa. They can sell it in those varieties as well. Now, where can you buy quinoa? So quinoa is not technically a grain, it's actually a pseudo grain or is a type of seed. But usually in your grocery store, you will find it in the health food aisle. Maybe your grocery store carries it in the section where there's rice and pasta and beans. So check out those places in your local grocery store if you've never bought quinoa before and you're not sure where to find it. But because it's not really a typical thing that's found in every kind of a grocery store, you might have some trouble. Now, if you can't find it in your local grocery store, don't worry. I have a link in the description below for you for how to buy it online from Amazon. So feel free to go ahead and grab that if you need it. So now that we know what equipment we need and we have our list of ingredients, which are just 2, we're ready to get started with the process. So here's where we need to start. We need to understand the ratio of water to quinoa. Now, a lot of the times different grains, so rice or whole wheat berries or oats, are going to have slightly different proportions depending on their cooking time and how much water they absorb. Quinoa gets fluffy when it's cooked, but it does not absorb that much water. So different recipes might alter the amount of water that they recommend to put with quinoa. The ratio that I found works the best is just under a 2-to-1 ratio. So what that means is less than 2 cups for every 1 cup of quinoa. Or if you're going by the metric scale, you can still do the same proportions. So what I'm going to do is take about 1 3/4 cup of water to 1 cup of quinoa. Okay, so now that we understand how much water we want to have and how much quinoa we want to have, let's section out the amounts we're going to use. Okay, so like I said, we're going to use a proportion that is 1 3/4 cup of water to 1 cup of quinoa. What I'm going to do is use my liquid measuring cup, which I have here, and you can see on the side, this is up to a 2 cups measurement. So I'm going to go to 1 cup and fill it with the quinoa. Just make sure it comes out level. Okay. So I can see that that's 1 cup. Now I don't just want to dump that into my pot. It's very important with quinoa that you rinse it beforehand for a couple of reasons. First is that it is possible that there could be really tiny pieces of debris or stones that are inside of it. And this is where the small mesh strainer comes in handy. I'm going to do this over the sink so you won't see this in the camera. But what I'm gonna do is put the quinoa in the mesh strainer and I'm just gonna rinse it off a little bit. The other reason that we want to do this is I've learned before that there are these sort of natural insecticides that the green quinoa produces. The plant itself produces it, and these are called saponins. And so what we want to do is rinse those off because it can give a little bit of a bitter taste to the quinoa. All right, so I'm going to rinse the grain, and then I'm going to refill my liquid measuring cup up to 1 3/4 cups. All right, so I'm going to pour my water to 1 3/4 cup. We're gonna fire up the stove to a medium heat level. I'm going to pour in my water. And then what I'll do is go grab that quinoa that I rinsed, and now we're going to slowly put it into the pot. The thing about quinoa is these little pseudo grains are really tiny when they're uncooked, and they can go flying. So if you're not careful, your kitchen might be covered in little quinoas without you realizing it. Oh my goodness, I can already hear them flying around. All right, so what we have now is all of our quinoa inside of that water, and it is going to be coming to a boil. So I have the heat a little bit high, and once it is brought to a boil, I'm going to then reduce the heat to a simmer. And we're going to let it simmer for about 15 minutes with the lid on. Now, while we're waiting for the quinoa to come to a boil, I want you to comment below and share with us, do you usually eat quinoa in a certain way? What are your recipes? Share with us because it helps this community really thrive when we bounce off healthy recipes and other ideas around our community. Now, some people like to have quinoa plain on the side, like a little side of rice. Other people mix it into dishes, or you can sprinkle it on top of so many kinds of things. You can put it on salads, you can put it in soups, you could eat it like oatmeal. There are just a lot of possibilities when it comes to quinoa. Okay, our quinoa is starting to simmer a little bit, almost at a full boil. All right, now we are boiling. So as you can see, that quinoa is at a full rolling boil. We're going to reduce it to a simmer and add the lid and set the timer to 15 minutes. Believe it or not, I actually have these old school timers in my kitchen. I find that when I try to reach for my phone for a timer, my hands might be sticky, oily, and it's just really too messy to go for the phone. So not a bad thing to keep around. Okay, now that our quinoa is simmering and doing its thing, let's have a little bit of a discussion about the nutrition of quinoa. So, quinoa can be sort of a misnomer. People call it a grain because it has a lot of nutrition of whole grains, although it's not technically a grain. It is a seed, so some people call it a pseudo grain. Now, the thing about quinoa in the Mediterranean diet is that it is not actually native of the Mediterranean region of the world. It comes from South America. But with all the trade that's been going on for hundreds of years, this healthy grain has been incorporated into lots of dishes that are perfect in the Mediterranean diet, but really any approach to eating. So the cool thing about quinoa is that per its weight, compared to a lot of other whole grains, it's higher in its protein content and its fiber content. Not to mention, it still has some vitamins, some minerals, and it has a pretty chewy, nutty texture. So what's wonderful is that if you're somebody who's not eating a lot of meat and you're a strict vegetarian or vegan, or you're just being conscious of how much meat you are consuming, something like quinoa as an addition to your diet, especially on a regular basis, is an easy way to just boost up the protein content even more. Per serving amount, which is a cup of cooked quinoa, it has about 8 grams. Now, that's not to say that it's a high protein food and it should just replace other protein foods, but it's going to give you a little bit of a boost in a really natural way. And notably, I mentioned that quinoa has lots of vitamins and minerals as well. It is a really high source of some minerals like manganese, magnesium, phosphorus, and zinc, and it even has some iron. And then there are also some B vitamins. It has a good amount of vitamin B1, B2, B6, and folate, which is B9. Now, practically speaking, how much quinoa should you eat at a time? The thing about quinoa is that some people do have difficulty digesting it. So if this is a first time for you and you've never had this before, try a really small amount to start. Don't just go for that full serving of a cup. See how your body digests it. if you handle it without any issue. I do recommend going for a full serving at a time, 1 cup cooked. But as is true with most whole grains, the volume expands dramatically when we boil it. That's because it's absorbing all that water. So 1 cup of dry quinoa usually yields anywhere from about 2.5 to 3 cups of cooked quinoa. So that really fluffs up and it expands a lot. The other really fantastic nutrient in quinoa is the fiber component. It has about 5 grams of fiber per serving, which is a cup of cooked quinoa. If a serving of cooked quinoa provides us about 5 grams of fiber, and we know we wanna hit around 28 grams of fiber overall in our day, that is a nice little boost that it's giving us. But if you stick around until we make our amazing Mediterranean quinoa bowl, you're going to see that this is so packed with fiber, you're almost set for your entire day with just this one meal. Okay, so we need to check the quinoa to understand how much time is left for the boiling part. Now it is on a low simmer, but we don't wanna evaporate all of the liquid or have it be absorbed into the quinoa and then burn the bottom of it. All right, there are 3 minutes left on our timer. Let's just check and see where we are with our quinoa. So you can see I'm fluffing it up with a fork. It's definitely nice and fluffy. At the bottom, there's almost no water left. So some stovetops are more powerful than others. We don't want to burn it. So what I'm actually going to do is put the lid back on. So our quinoa is standing for the next 10 minutes with the lid on, heat off. And the goal is to just absorb the last of the liquid. I swear this is the part that makes it so fluffy and delicious. So now that the timer has gone off, let's take a look at our quinoa. Voila. Let's see. Looks pretty good. Ooh, it's so fluffy. Yes. Looks ready to go. So let's remove it from the pot so it can cool. So you can see that the amount of quinoa we started with was 1 cup and it absolutely expanded. And we have so much more that we can work with. So without a doubt, this is not the amount for 1 person at 1 meal. This is the amount that I would be cooking for about 3 or 4 people. And if it's the kind of thing where you like to have some leftovers, you could have this as a leftover the following day. And so as long as you eat it within a couple of days, it should be good. In general, we don't want rice to be sitting in the fridge. I do think that the same works for quinoa because we don't want any bacteria to start growing. So as you can see, this quinoa is super fluffy and it is still very hot. So in order for us to make our perfect Mediterranean diet bowl, we are going to let that cool. So if you're ready to dive into our recipe for how to make the easiest, most delicious, and versatile Mediterranean diet quinoa bowl, jump into that video and I'll see you in there.